Hello everyone, I am here to talk to the authors of a new book that's just been published or is about to be published called Piercing the Eggshell. So welcome to our authors, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Joyce Hopewell. I've written 4 books about astrological psychology, but I think this one about the Hubers is probably the most fascinating one I've ever dug myself into. I've been using astrological psychology since 1987 and teaching it and working professionally in that area.
Hi, I'm Barry Hopewell. I've got involved in astrology through Joyce's endeavours. And eventually got to know the Hubers and started publishing and editing their books about 20 years ago, and I've sort of been doing that ever since.
Thank you. And you mentioned the Hubers, and I understand this book is about the Hubers, Bruno and Louise Huber. So can you tell us just a little bit more about who they were?
Hubers were a Swiss-German couple. They were Swiss, really. Louise was German. And they were both steeped in a background of study, which in both cases that involved astrological study. They were totally fascinated before they met each other by astrology and wanted to know more. They both came from a background that was exploring possibilities of the evolution of humankind, if you like, how we can best develop ourselves. And through their combination of meeting each other, falling in love very quickly and getting married, they almost embarked on a lifetime task of bringing astrological psychology to the world for people to use for the benefit of humankind.
And you've been writing this book during lockdown, so it's been your lockdown project. So can you give us an overview about why did you write the book? Why did you write the book?
Well, in all these years of publishing their teachings, I always had this niggling idea it'd be nice if people knew a bit more about the Hubers themselves, because they were such inspiring individuals. Having had the luck to study with them and see what remarkable people they were, I'd always thought it would be nice to share that in some way. And then along came the lockdown, and suddenly what had seemed like an impossible idea seemed possible because I had the time to sit down and do it. So we both set to, and
indeed, yeah,
great.
This is what came out.
Plenty of research. We had help from people that had known the Hubers from way back. We've contacted so many areas of the Hubers' lives, people's lives that they touched on as well, and have brought it together in this book. And it feels to me a very sort of rich and worthwhile project to have done, very rich content.
So this is a biography of their lives together and the work that they did. Yeah. If I was to buy this book, what sorts of things might I learn about the Hubers?
Well, you'd learn right from their time growing up in wartime, effectively, at the time of the Nazis in Germany, how they became interested in spiritual things, how they studied psychology in depth as well as astrology, and how they met and how they married and how they eventually started teaching in Zurich, and this endeavour grew and exploded into a worldwide movement.
Yeah. It was very risky for them in some ways, because they were often having to take odd jobs here and there just to keep the wolf from the door. But they had this long-term vision that this is something that they had to be doing. And I'm full of admiration. I found out a lot more about them, even though I knew them personally. The sacrifices that they made, and they never once wavered from this goal, which was to do things for humanity, to bring this astrological psychology into the world.
Yes, it was their gift to humanity.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really interesting and inspiring book to read. How can I get hold of this book, Piercing the Eggshell?
Well, the publication date is 10th of November. You should be able to get it from all good bookshops, basically. And obviously Amazon, and all the Astrological Psychology Association will always have stocks. The book's in full colour.
Yeah, lots
It's
of
got
colour photographs. Yeah, and charts.
Charts.
Yeah. Although you don't need to know any astrology to read it.
But if you do, you'll get more out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.